Oh.
I like to see Kenny G though. Kenny G's gonna be there Friday, December 1st.
Yeah?
Yeah, that would be. He's great. His music's all like instrumental. Maybe let's go. We'll see. I would love to go to that. That's good for like couples. I think like going after dinner with other people.
Yeah.
With Marianne and Johnny and maybe Janice and her boyfriend. And then we could go to the concert.
Mom, do you want to watch one match of me play Overwatch?
Every soldier needs a
You don't have to.
This isn't to take care
Oh, there I am.
Kids can surprise you.
I better not be disappointed.
Kids also disappoint you.
Put this away. You want some more water?
Sure.
I'll take this one away.
Thank you.
Round one. Capture the objective.
Oh, man. Well, if it's alright with you, I'm probably gonna write in the calendar like the days that I will watch, and then eventually it's gonna get less and less.
Do a P and circle it.
You know those times when I went to the hospital, or like I went like a couple of weeks without doing anything.
Yeah.
I ended up indulging later. So
Teaching me that's what you do, right?
yeah.
Right out.
Still got some fight in me.
Need help. I have opened the bar.
Redeploying.
My ultimate is ready. Follow through on my mark.
I rubbed some dirt on it. Let's go.
Let the kids have come to life as teleporter materials.
Score 0-1.
Vigilantes have no place in the world we're building.
And Vishkar has no place in mine.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna try and stay away from like what is it? Movies that even have partial like nudity in terms of like girls and stuff like that. Yeah, that's another option. Or certain songs that promote sex. Not that I'm. It's just it's better. So.
That's what being Christian's about. Yeah. Like not to watch it anymore. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Well, before I had trouble. I thought I was stuck. You know what I mean? Wait, how many kills are I on? 0.
Careful, there's more of them than us. Still got some fight in me. Hey!
Play of the game.
There's much for you to do. I will do some ready.
We're outnumbered. Stay sharp.
Apagando las luces.
They'll regret that.
First round lost.
Unloading scrap.
Score 0-1.
This looks like a team that gets into trouble. Good thing I came along.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Light Weaver here. Baptiste. How about meeting me at the objective?
You have an addiction to Fortnite, Jonah. You have an addiction to Fortnite.
Get out of my face.
Wait, did I title this Fortnite?
Patched up.
Oh my goodness gracious. I didn't mean to do that. Oh my goodness.
I've seen tougher spots.
So, wait, did you just leave? Jonah, what do you think about the text message that I sent you? Because I don't want to go ahead and just start doing something if it's not, you know, I don't know, but.
Still got some fight in me. Not every day gives you a second chance.
Do you know who's coming over today? Jonah, over your house?
If I'm still standing,
You know who's coming over?
I'm still fighting. Let them up.
You cannot escape me.
Defeat. Play of the game.
Wait, let me get this straight. So, not tonight, going to Rob's. But is Rob having a hangout, or are you the only one invited, or like, don't get me wrong, if I'm not invited, I understand, but, like, maybe, like, it would be, like, I would think the only reason he wouldn't invite me is because the possibility of having an episode. And he can't really see that I'm getting better until he gets out of his own bubble. So it's like...
Now entering.
Wait, hold on. Wait, you said yes to what?
Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Well, maybe you should ask him, right? If I really this shouldn't be like the basis for what I do, but like, if I'm not on medication anymore, will he trust the fact that the doctors say that I'm okay off medication?
Positioning healing pylon.
5, 4, 3,
Healing pylon out.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Because if that is true, that he's just looking for a little stability in me, then okay, so it's not really my fault at this point. So oh, another question. Does he not come to your house because of me?
Each journey has its trials.
Their numbers are greater than ours.
Wait a minute, so that must mean that his parents are the ones that are telling him it's not a good idea for me to come over. All right. I gotta respect their wishes. There's nothing I can do, and that shouldn't be my main concern anyway. So, anyway, Jonah, I think it's a very good idea for me to start limiting, because there have been times where I've completely got off pornography for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I indulged over and over again, non-stop. So I'm like, maybe it would be a good idea if I watched pornography every other day, and then eventually it will become twice a week, once a week, and finally never again. So now don't get me wrong, I know that part of this is praying too. So praying that I will overcome this. You know, praying that through all this, that, you know, I will progressively get better, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just me. I understand that, but like, are the only two things in terms of ridding of sin is prayer and breaking the habit myself. Like, what I'm asking is there another factor in it? Because right now, the only two factors I see are praying for it to go away, or for it to get less and less and less, and taking action myself by physically doing whatever it is, less and less and less, to the point where it's completely gone. So, like, is there any other thing that I'm missing other than prayer and action on my part? I feel like there's a reason why you're not answering, and I have to learn what it is.
Face the sunrise!
Finally, a real challenge.
They can't get away like this.
Wait. So, believe, repent, and follow. Okay. It still didn't go away. Right, it still didn't go away, but it got less and less and less. Or else there was no progress at all. So it's like,
Play of the game.
like, are you telling me that you struggled with pornography a lot, and then it went from a lot to not at all? That like okay, look, if the thing is, like, if the whole thing, like, when God saves us, we're perfect at the moment of salvation, right? So if everything, what do you mean it got worse and worse and worse? Is that everyone's experience though? I'm not understanding. If it got worse and worse and worse, then you're describing a portion of your life where you degressed. And I'm not talking about one day. I'm talking about digression from like a month's period of time, and then eventually got better and better and better, and then it was gone. But I'm saying that there must have been a time, right? Like, is there not a time in some Christians' lives where it goes from a lot to less to fully gone. Because right now, I'm thinking that that is the only Christian experience that there is. So,
Someone needs to fill their saddle.
but why do you have like why do you think it got worse and worse and worse? That's digression. So you're saying that at some point you digressed.
Things were a lot simpler when I was robbing banks for the Deadlock gang.
Like, you know what that's like saying? Jonah, that's like saying, like I said before, you know, after like 2 or 3 weeks of not watching porn, I went right back to it. So is that what you mean? Right?
They still haven't seen my ace.
Usually when someone forces their way out of something, it doesn't ever go right. So and you're not responding, and it's like, I don't know if you're thinking, you're doing something else. Jonah, can we talk on the phone, because this is okay. Jonah, I completely understand what you're saying. That's basically what I went through. Okay? But the one thing I did not try to do was cut it out little by little. It was always cold turkey. You're describing right now my life. Like you're saying that you try to completely get rid of it. But the thing is, from a normal Christian perspective, it never makes sense to purposely sin in order to not sin. But the thing is, part of the I don't know why I'm lecturing you, but I'm starting to understand this myself. Part of the Christian life is allowing the Holy Spirit to resensitize you to the bad things. There are certain things that everyone agrees that are wrong. So over time, you will resensitize yourself to the things that are wrong. Yeah.
It's not a game. It's done it like, you know what I mean?
They got us on
I understand.
You know, back and forth, then like an argument.
No, it would just be so much easier to talk to you on the phone instead of having to talk to you through a text message.
The payload has reached the chip.
They have superior numbers. This will cut the pain.
Wait, hold on a second. Did you not say you yourself that to you pornography was a habit and lust was the real problem? Wait, but no, Jonah, I completely understand the whole concept of God is the one doing it, right? I understand that, and we're supposed to just wait for Him to do everything. I agree with part of that, but I also disagree with part of that, right? Part of it's praying, right? Asking God to take it away as you physically try to take it away, right? When you said to me that it got worse and worse and worse, was that at the very end, or was that in the middle? It's just the fact that life doesn't work that way to where it just goes away. Doesn't work like that. If it works like that, we would all be in heaven right now. Everything goes away. All the problems go away in a moment, right? My question to you is, I'm not doubting you at all in terms of salvation or anything like that, but how can you then say it got worse and worse and worse and worse, and then at the same time call it a struggle?
We're in this together. All of us.
I've been thinking about getting another striped cat, but I'm running out of cool names. I named my llama Junior, like the freeze-dried potato. Potato! You're a genius! I'll call him Hustle.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers in
Usually, if things get worse and worse and worse and worse, I'm sorry, but it's overtaking you at that point. Let me ask you a question. After David, what? I don't get it.
Damn.
But how is that?
We're outnumbered. Careful.
Yeah, but were you not? Were you not still giving into it? Because you're saying that it got worse, right? Right, you had those games on the computer and you said that it got worse. But you said you did that because you were bored. Right? And then you said you gave God the boredom. But you didn't think about giving God the boredom until a couple months ago?
Face the sunrise!
Did you know that the problem was boredom until a couple months ago? Wait, hold on a second. So you didn't realize that it was the boredom until that day. But you had told me, I'm not sure, this is what you told me. You told me that I only do this because I'm bored. And then you say because I didn't realize it was boredom until that day. This is the same thing I go through in terms of food and a lot of other things too.
Reality bends to my will.
You gotta give God your boredom.
We're going against the odds.
Well, you didn't know that. By the way, I'm not saying this in a judging manner, but you didn't know that you have to give everything to God.
Payload is approaching its destination.
Hey, check in.
Play of the game.
I mean, I'm starting to understand now when you say to me, based off of what you just said, about how it's not 0 to 100, because, like, you said that you gave God your boredom after you were a Christian. You know what I mean? So, I guess in a way, huh. Wait, when you say you gave God your boredom, are you talking about he is now your, like, giving God your boredom, meaning now he can satisfy the need that boredom was originally, like, I don't know if the right word is replacement, but God took the place of boredom, if that makes sense. So does this mean you don't get bored anymore? Hey, Jonah. How you doing? Hello?
Every soldier needs a cause. Is Treadweather ever gonna patch the control override on these?
Jonah, I'm on the phone. Hello?
Yeah. Hello?
Hi.
Can you hear me? I still get bored.
You still get bored.
My brain just doesn't go to pornography anymore.
When you get bored.
It goes to, to go do animagics, go play video games, go watch a movie, go watch anime. It doesn't go to pornography.
Do I have that problem with boredom?
I don't know. You gotta look at your life. Like, the first prayer was saying I have the ability to, because at church I was not doing pornography. I was watching anime at night. I had no thoughts about going to do that. So I just told God, I know I have the ability to not do this. But I continue following after you, but I have a ball and chain that I want to get rid of so I can totally follow after you. The second prayer, I was reading Psalms 129, and that's when boredom popped in my head. I don't know what Psalm 129 was.
So you were just following God, and then it just happened. Meaning, you found out the problem was boredom when you were just following. Right?
Also, I was just following, but it was also that I went to this church retreat that I just, like, one day Marion's like, oh, you want to go to this, to the young adults retreat? Never. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything that weekend, sure. Like my head was just like, yeah, I'll go.
No one can hide.
Paid the money, went, not knowing what I was going to get out of this. And then all of a sudden, I was told, go scream it on the mountain. Go out and scream it to God. So what I did, I went outside in the freezing cold, in the woods, and basically started yelling my prayer.
Do you think that could have happened sooner?
I did not know what I was going to yell. Words just flew out of my mouth.
Let's move.
Do you think that could have happened sooner?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I feel that was God's timing, because again, I opened my mouth and words just flew out of my mouth.
Think
about what I'm about to pray.
Was it not conditional, as if you would have gone that night?
If I didn't go that night?
No. I'm saying if you didn't go, would that have still happened that day?
I don't think so.
So, by that, I'm just thinking this through. Like, by that logic, it could have happened sooner.
It could have. It could have also happened later. It depends on. It basically, like last night, we learned. Mike basically taught on Paul. And he was like, Paul was going to Damascus to persecute Christians in the name of God. He was moving with the robot, doing his will in the name of God. And Jesus just appeared and basically blinded him. And Paul found out about Christ. He found out who Christ was. He didn't know who Christ was, but he was persecuting people in the name of Christ. And Christ literally said, Saul, why do you prosecute me?
Engage this enemy.
Right.
Jesus identifies himself with us, his followers.
Should I ask God? Should I ask God? I think I should, but what do you think?
Hang on, let me finish. So, God still guides him to Damascus because he's blind, and even though he was going to Damascus to persecute Christians, God brought him there anyway. But instead of being persecuted, another person known Ananias had to go and put his hands on to restore the sight. But God goes to Ananias and was like, yo, I got this Saul from Tarsus. I need you to go. He's praying to this inn and ask for him. And Ananias was like, do you know who Saul is? He prosecutes people in your name. Are you sure about this? And God's like, yeah,
Don't let them take
go.
the lead.
And so Ananias went and followed, and Saul was restored that day. So basically he said, all you have to do is believe, repent, and follow. And seek and encountering God. If you don't pursue God, you're never going to encounter God.
Should it feel exhausting to do so?
Exactly.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No. I'm saying, well, I have to physically strain my body in order to encounter him.
I'm on fire.
The thing is, you going to listening to the call is what we need to do. And we need to then interpret, is this really of God or is this of guilt? Or is it both? Stand with me.
No one can hide from that.
Because sometimes your guilt does bring you to God.
True.
But sometimes you do the things, and then you do think that, oh, I'm giving it to God now. But it's
Everything's on his timing, because that's like when you said about what is it? Even about praying to God. Sometimes, like, I think about in the moment that I'm in right now, I'm like, will it be awkward for me to pray, or or like sometimes it's just I guess I talk to myself easier than talking to God, but it's like, I don't know. Like I have prayed, in my own time to God, but it's just like, I don't know. So.
Yeah, you're fine. The thing that you need to do is you need to surround yourself more with the things of God, so you can see the callings.
Not just people. It could also mean, like, don't watch these type of movies, and don't watch, listen to this type of music.
Although, again, listening to this type of music and watching movies are not, yeah, sometimes that works, but sometimes, no.
Right. But it is a trigger for me, mostly if I see a naked person in a movie. Within seconds, I'm in the bathroom doing what I shouldn't be doing.
Yes. Then in that case, you need to cut out those type of movie.
And then in terms of me going upstairs and seeing a knife, I'm like, within a moment, I'm hypnotized, and I'm trying to like break out of it, and then I walk in the other room and like, how did I survive that? And that's like every experience I have when I see a really sharp knife. And I told my mom, don't tell me when you have a knife in the kitchen so I don't go in there and look at it. And I'm like, maybe I should not watch bloody movies. You know, it's like...
Exactly. Or horror movies in general.
They're getting close.
Yes.
Let's make our stand.
But should I ask God, why do I go to pornography?
10 seconds.
Redeploying.
Again, I don't know. You can ask God why you go to pornography. I had to figure it out myself. And then I realized, oh, I have to give him this. I have to just physically give him it.
Right. I just want to let you know, though, I basically have been struggling with the same thing you've been going through for basically the same amount of time, or maybe 1 year left. So, but I guess in my perspective, I wasn't struggling as much as you were, in the sense that I wasn't fighting back that much.
Like, I wanted it gone. I wanted it. I basically accepted. I basically came back and put my flesh off of the building in my head.
But would you say, like, I just want to learn about this whole thing. So, like, would you say that mostly the reason why you're really strongly saying that is because you, quote unquote, either resensitized yourself or from birth, you know, I'm not justifying it in terms of salvation. I'm saying, in order to, like I heard my mom saying, God's name in vain. She said one that I don't even usually say, but there's some that I say occasionally, but I look at that and I'm like, that's bad. But I also have to resensitize myself to all things that are bad in order for me to be like, I don't want this anymore. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, because this is the thing. When I did that, when I came back from like when I was 14 and I decided this is not how I was supposed to live, I thought everything would go away.
Okay.
That was my mental. That was like how you 0 to 100. Right?
Yes.
Then I started hearing everybody's like, oh, when it didn't go away, and then I started hearing people's testimonies like, oh, my drug addiction went away immediately. And I just looked at, and I just basically started then doubting that, am I truly saved? Because I still have this.
Did you know that my dad, when he got baptized, he literally said in his testimony, to some extent, you know, I don't have, it was more proper than the way I'm going to say it, but like, I don't have a drug story, I don't have an alcohol story, I came here because I want to. That's what he said. And then he got baptized. So, that makes sense?
Yeah. So, I went through my entire, I had to learn that God doesn't take things away immediately. We need to learn the struggle, go through the struggle, so we can help people in the future. As well as realize that His grace is sufficient for me.
Prepare for battle.
Sometimes when I think of struggle, I'm thinking about physically fighting the sin as I'm doing it.
But that's not what struggling means. It means you are sinning and you want it gone, but it's not time yet. that, so you have to.
But I would assume that as you're like, or when you did do that act, you don't like as you're saying it, and the minute you get after you do it, I'm like, I want this gone. Like no. I mean like it can happen, but I'm like right like in the middle of doing it, it's like oh I want this gone. Not in the sense of like oh crying or anything like that, but like you know like passion like I want this gone as you're doing it because it doesn't sound realistic to me. You know what I mean?
No, I didn't do that. The thing is, in my heart, I was breaking. In my soul, I was breaking every time.
But were you aware of that in your physical, like, you know what I mean by that?
When I was physically, it was the best thing ever. The pleasure was great. But in my heart, I knew I was breaking. In my heart, afterwards, I knew I was breaking, even though I didn't show it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's your physical flesh wants it. But your soul breaks. Your spirit breaks.
I remember there was a time where my spirit did break for it, and then after a while I got adjusted to it, which wasn't good.
Yeah. And so
Like I don't have that experience that every single time that happens, I start breaking down in my heart. You know what I mean?
like the thing is, your spirit is breaking, but it's not going to literally show its emotion because at that moment your flesh is saying yes, yes, yes. While your spirit is weeping.
But like yeah, sometimes when you say that, it's almost like you can physically feel your spirit. You know what I mean? But that's not true.
No, that's not true. The thing is, the struggle between the spirit and the flesh is what the struggle is. The flesh wants it, the spirit does not.
That makes more sense.
You yourself is not experiencing the struggle. Some struggles you actually feel, but others you don't.
Yeah.
But because I was a Christian, I knew myself breaking every time I did it.
You will be the Lami that rides the storm.
You knew your soul. Wait. See, you saying that makes me think that. Well, what's wrong with? I mean, no. What I mean is.
Every moment without you watching over me has been agony.
My mental capacity,
You're
because
so
of, like,
dramatic,
you're a Christian,
you.
right?
Yeah.
Christians are opposed.
Right
Sin
or
is
wrong,
opposed to. They're
I'm
supposed
gonna
to try
finish
to
this war.
recognize Christ. So even though that I wasn't physically breaking, I knew my soul was.
That you had faith.
Yes.
Do some Christians lack? Do some Christians don't have faith that their soul's doing that, but it's doing that?
Yes, some Christians think, but the thing is, some Christians don't realize that this sin is a sin. Because they haven't read the full book. Or they haven't heard it being taught by a pastor.
Right. Well, I can't really understand that until I do it. Do what?
Whatever it is, whatever sin it is, there's nothing wrong with you.
Oh. So it's a constant believing, repenting, and following.
Meteor strike.
And if you haven't continued to do a sin,
You know what?
you just haven't, it's not time to give up the sin yet.
You know what I've noticed though? It's like, my dad told me this too. Like, I always think like following, because he's physically getting up all the time, and not talking, not think, you know. And my dad doesn't have work. Like, I mean, he's retired. But I feel like he's very, you know, I don't know how to say it, like, he knows, you know, God. You know what I mean? Like I just know. He may not say, like, he may not announce to the rooftop that I'm a follower of Christ just because he wants to announce it to people. You know what I mean? It's like, but sometimes he says that you are right when you tell me to go to church, but then he's also right too, because necessarily sometimes he may think that it may cause something, but I know he wants me to go to church. I know that because he went to church with me and my mom just the other week at Living Faith at 11 a.m. with Tommy. So it's not that he doesn't want to go to church. Yeah.
Following, you know the word praying without ceasing?
Yeah.
Praying without ceasing, this is what praying without ceasing means.
Regret that.
Praying without ceasing, I can sleep. I can sleep with God. I can watch a movie with God. I can play a video game with God. I can play a board game with God. I can drive with God. I can walk with God. I can run with God. I can go to a fast food restaurant with God. I can go to a restaurant with God. I can do all of these things with God.
But like you're not, most of the time though, you're not literally saying any words to God though.
Exactly. You don't need to. You just need to realize that what you're doing, everything you're doing throughout your day is with God.
So certain Christians can not realize that.
Still got some fun.
Yeah.
Enemy turret ahead.
But God's right here.
God is right here while you're playing Overwatch. You may not feel in there.
Hey God, you're too hard to understand. I know it's a bad joke. That came out mouthful, I'm sorry.
Oh, that was fun.
Power overwhelming.
What is that?
Yosh. Enemy turret destroyed.
This ends now.
10 seconds.
Did you realize that?
Wait, what?
Did you realize that Sam spelled Fortnite backwards?
Oh, it's funny. So I got some good news. Turns out, because remember when you were talking to me, I think it was yesterday or today, about like Obi and stuff? So I went on Snapchat, okay? Well, I didn't go on Snapchat. I deleted Snapchat. I didn't go into Snapchat. Now, keep in mind, you may wonder why does that matter, right? It matters because every once in a while, I would go on there and see the people from high school, right? So now, deleting that might have gave me some closure, and it also is very good for me because I would just literally for 5 seconds peek at their lives for no reason, and it would never add to my life. So I'm like, I deleted that, and on the same day, I got rid of the most popular Call of Duty that is going right now. So, and keep.
Welcome to Blizzard World. Prepare your defenses.
Every soldier needs a cause. Watch for their weaknesses and strike.
Light, but you do not have to. Enjoy a meal.
Is there nothing you can do for this pain? Think of it as fuel beneath the flames of your vengeance.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Over there!
Over here.
Damn it! We're outnumbered. Stay sharp.
Of all suffering.
Over
If I'm
there.
still standing,
Over here.
I'm still fighting.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
Healing pylon out.
Redeploying.
Over here.
TNT Luke Simon!
I don't quit till the fight's done.
Positioning healing pylon. A taste of poison. Face the sunrise! My will. I'll do what I have
Pass into the iris.